Y'all listen to music, right? Well, I mean, I will hope so. If you don't, you should probably check it out. I heard it's pretty cool. Jokes aside, think about your favorite artist for a minute, right? Why are they your favorite? It's because you vibe with their message, or maybe it's how they deliver it, or both. Well, regardless of the reason, there's still some type of connection factor there which made you a fan. In business, there's also a similar concept between customers and fans, and that's really the distinction between marketing and branding. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to understand the difference between the two and decide for yourself which one is more important or valuable for what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so I'm real passionate about my, how should I word this? Hate? That's too strong, maybe. Distaste? Yeah, we'll go with distaste. My distaste for selling. And don't get me wrong, without sales, you have a hobby, not a business. But I'd much rather be an attraction. On top of that, there's way too much noise and competition anyway, and I'm sure you've noticed. But after experiencing this truth myself, I've noticed that there's a difference between customers and fans. Two different vibes. One fulfills a need for the moment, and the other is their lifestyle. Customers are sold, price match, may abandon you for competitors, and may provide a cash flow problem for your brand. And then we have fans. Fans form connections, will sell for you, anticipate your next move, and will boost your brand value. If you're marketing without having built a brand, then you're attracting customers. A business can stand on its own without marketing, but is vulnerable without a brand. So, what is branding? With branding, you're selling a story with the intent to build connections, which takes patience. And what is marketing? With marketing, you're promoting a product or service with the intent to generate sales, which is ideal if you're looking for instant gratification. A lot of people talk about branding because it's cool now, but still have trouble attracting their worth and being patient. But give me a moment. I want to show you something. Okay, so you won't see my face for this portion, but I wanted to quickly share something with y'all, and it's a post from mediapost.com that has to do with marketing budgets. Now, I believe I mentioned earlier, if you're solely relying on marketing to profit, then you may be in a vulnerable state. And this pandemic is a great example of that. So if we take a look right here, it states COVID-19 hit. In the early stages of the crisis, budgets began to deviate from the norm, with almost half of CMOs reporting a budget cut of more than 5%, many reporting cuts of more than 15%. So, as it states, it's initially when it started, right? So no one's really expecting the crisis or the pandemic to last as long as it has, which is why the number is the 5 to 15%. And then as we scroll further down, it says a poll of marketers basically in mid-July reported that their budget cuts grew to 59%. Because again, no one was expecting it to last this long, so they had to cut their budgets even more to sustain their business. But this is really no surprise because usually in a crisis or pandemic or recession, whatever you want to call it, marketing budgets are usually the first to be cut, as it states right here. Marketing budgets are usually the first to be cut, and then the last budgets to be restored post-crisis. But I wanted to offer y'all a different perspective in regards to the marketing budget cuts. I came across this article that I thought was pretty interesting, and it's from Harvard Business Review. And we basically read, right, that a lot of companies are doing their marketing budget cuts due to a crisis or a recession. But it states right here, if you're able to sustain that and instead basically invest further into your marketing, then you're able to increase your influence and over your competitors because less companies are doing so. So that would definitely be recommended if you're able to do so. But again, this comes down to how secure is your foundation. If you're running a business, building a brand should be the number one priority, and marketing should be used to scale what's naturally working. Having these two work together is really the secret to dominating your industry. If you found this helpful and are a bit more clear on the difference, let me know your thoughts. What are you currently doing right now? Are you branding? Are you marketing? Or Maybe you're just here because you're curious and want to learn. That's cool too. And if you vibe with my content, make sure y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.